Hello, my name is Dominic and I work on behalf of GMS, Global Media Supplies, and today we will be looking at the film This Is England. Purpose. The purpose of this film is to entertain, but it also educates the audience at the same time. It educates the audience with the topic of racism, which is what the film is mainly about. Genre. The genre of the film is a crime/drama, as people in the film are being killed, with it being linked to racism, but there is also friends who are like family who fall out throughout the film. Form. The form of this film is an independent film which is produced by Warp. The film made 5 million at the box office, with the film being distributed through local cinema chains. Style. The style of the film is nostalgic, as the audience can tell that it has been set in the past by the clothes that the characters wear, with the girls mostly wearing patterned dresses, with the boys wearing boots with rolled up jeans. The cars that are driven in the film are also suggest when it was filmed, because there are all old cars which are used with no modern cars shown at all. Another point which suggests this is because of Margaret Thatcher, who is shown to be the Prime Minister in the film, and she was elected Prime Minister in 1979 to 1990. The content of the film I am analysing is a story which is about a young boy who has lost his father but finds some friends or even a family, as we see, but then it starts to go wrong when one of the characters come back from prison and the group of friends start to split up. The other part of the story is about racism, and this is where it educates the audience on how wrong it is, and we feel sorry for the victims. The old equilibrium. Young boy whose dad has died serving the country, and he's been bullied, but then joins a gang, and the leader gets out of prison and starts to rob shops, and he's also a racist. The new equilibrium. Young child fixes his ways towards the end and gets a girlfriend and hangs around with the right people and not the wrong people who do illegal things and kill their friends. The racist leader eventually goes back to prison. This is England shop scene. Location. This scene is shown in a shop in Grimsby because it is trying to show the poverty, as it is said about the millions that are unemployed in the film. Characters and acting gesture. There are 5 characters in this scene, but 4 of them are against the shopkeeper. All the characters are coming into the shop wearing big coats, which is intimidating because they can hide weapons and it makes them look bigger, which is meant to make people more scared of them. Acting how? The acting connotes the hatred that the characters have for the shopkeeper because of his race, which is what the film is about, which is racism. Costume. The costume would have been considered in pre-production because the main character didn't just want to walk into the shop with a machete. He needed a big coat to hide this, and his men wearing big coats as well. This also connotes their dominance by showing they can bully the shopkeeper into giving them whatever they want for nothing. This contributes to the audience's understanding by associating big coats with intimidation, as it makes the characters look bigger and doesn't reveal how big they truly are. Props. The props that are connoted in this clip is a machete. The machete is used to strike fear into the shopkeeper, where the characters are able to take whatever they want for nothing. Lighting and colour. The light that is used in this clip is natural light, which is plain and simple, which the film is about. The lighting will have been considered in pre-production, as they would have needed to decide what the lighting will be like, as they could have robbed the shop at night where no one would have been able to see them, but they made it fit in with the story because they are robbing the shop during the day so that they can have a good time at night. This contributes to the meaning, as they want to rob the shop in broad daylight, connoting that they don't really care if anyone sees them rob the shop because They hate all different races that much and have such a strong dislike that they are not bothered if people see them doing what they are doing, because it's seen as doing them a favour in their eyes, as they are taking jobs from other people. Filmed where? It was filmed in quite a poor area, which connotes the way that it is happening in the economy, with people having to rob shops because they can't afford to buy things. Location. The location, which is denoted, is done in pre-production, which we know because there are thousands of shops, but the location will need to fit in with the film, which is set in a poor location. It contributes to the audience's understanding by connoting that the characters are from a place where not many people can afford things, and they don't want to get light drinks and have a good time, but they can't afford to do it. Instead of going out and earning, they will just simply steal it. Sound. The sound used in this is diegetic, with all the characters speaking with no music being played in the background. We can hear the sound of the machete when it is drawn by the main character. Shot types. There is a medium close-up of the little boy when he is talking to the shopkeeper, which allows us as the audience to see what he is wearing, which are clothes which the people he follows are wearing. This allows us to see the face expression. When he is saying the racial comments, we can see the hatred that is on his face towards the shopkeeper, which is just like the people he follows. In relate to the medium close-up of the little boy, who is the main character, there is a medium close-up of the shopkeeper when the main character calls the shopkeeper racial names. From the shopkeeper's face expression, we can see the look of disgust and anger which he has for the names that he is called. There is also an over-the-shoulder shot of the shopkeeper where we are looking down on the little boy, which shows the dominance of the shopkeeper, where he quite easily was able to pick him up to throw him out of the shop, but he only has dominance over the main character for so long before the other main characters back up come into the shop. This is England street scene. The location of this scene was shown at the end of an alleyway with some stairs at the end which led up to some flats where the characters would flee after being intimidated. The location, which is denoted in this scene, will have been considered in pre-production, which we know because it would have been decided where the location will be set, because it needs to be in a poor area and there needs to be a place where the victims couldn't run off after being victimised. Characters and acting gesture. There were 3 teenagers / school kids who were playing football, and then 5 other characters who were all looking angry, and the gesture of combos is threatening. The acting was very aggressive towards the victims, with Combo getting into the victim's face, making him worried and feel intimidating, and he's looking down on the victim, which again shows his dominance. Costume and makeup. The characters who approached the children that were playing all wore big coats, which connotes their dominance and make them look bigger than what people actually think they are, which makes them more scared of them. The costume. The costume which the victims were wearing represented that they were a different race to what Combo was, which made them a target for one of the main characters, who is a racist and has something against people who aren't white. Props. One of the props which is denoted in this scene is a knife. The knife is used to threaten the victims, which one of the main characters is displaying his dominance and commanding the characters he approached. Lighting and colour. The lighting which is used is the natural light, but it's quite dark, where we can see the picture, the sky is grey, as it has the effect, and we can see that it has been raining, where the camera moves on to Sean. This connotes that something bad is happening because the colour is quite dark instead of it being light. Filmed where? The scene was filmed at the end of an alleyway, which was secluded, when one of the main characters was able to pull out a threatening weapon without people seeing him. Sound. The sound is non-diegetic, as there is music being played in the background to match the mood of what is happening. The music is quite sad, which makes you feel sorry for the victims because of the characters. Shot types. There is a medium close-up. We see a medium close-up of Combo's face and the anger which he has for the people who aren't white. We as the audience can see his face expression. We see a close-up of Sean's face because he has been brainwashed into following these characters and he thinks it's the right way of life, and we can see him smile as Combo threatens the characters. This is England, Combo fight scene. Location. The location of this scene is set where the characters hang out, sleep and eat. We know this because there are beds, a kitchen, and with them all sat around. The location which is denoted in this scene will have been considered in pre-production, which we know because it is done in a private place where Combo is with his friends and he can open up and show his emotions, unlike the act he puts on around people, which is to be scary and intimidating. Characters and acting gestures. There are 5 characters in this scene who are Sean, Milky, Combo, Gadget and Banjo. We see as the audience that Combo is upset, which we can tell because his eyes are watering, he's biting his nails and touching the straps on his shirt because he doesn't know what to do with his hands because he's getting upset and angry. The acting is quite relaxed leading up to the insert, but then we see Combo, who is one of the main characters, start to get agitated, which leads up to Combo becoming angry and acting completely different to how he was before, and the other characters just sit back not knowing what is about to happen. Costume and makeup. The clothes that are worn from the main characters are quite relaxed, with no one wearing a big coat to look bigger and intimidating because they are all in their normal casual clothes, which is part of what they wear, is a shirt, boots and trousers. The costume will have been considered in pre-production because the costumes will have been decided well before production so that they could make any changes if the costume doesn't fit to the scene which is being made, and any adjustments to the costume in case it doesn't fit the characters. Props. There is a wine bottle used in this scene which is used to smash on the head of one of the characters, which is Banjo, as the other characters don't agree with what Combo did to Milky. The bottle was used to inflict pain but not cause serious damage. Lighting and colour. There was a bit of natural light so we could see what was happening, but quite dark to show that there was danger and death of one of the characters. The lighting and colour fillers will have been considered in pre-production because they will be able to match the mood of the scene to the lighting. Like if something bad is going to happen and the character is in danger or going to die, then the lighting will be dark. The colour of the scenes will have been considered in post-production because it can be altered whilst editing to make as well to change the colour if it's needed to be. Sound. The sound used in this scene is diegetic, with us the audience actually seeing one of the characters being beaten by another character, but we know that the sound isn't really coming from the character physically punching and kicking the other character. Shot types. There is a close-up of Combo's face when he is talking to Milky, where it allows us to see us as the audience his face expression, which is sad because he's crying and he doesn't know what to do with his hands.